Hello everyone. I'm Julia from One Craze. First of all, if for anyone who cares, this is a 40 € fake fur. It's not a real fur. Secondly, let's start our last pitch here. So One Craze, we are specializing in interactive software development. And for this case, we have our one and only unique proposition is the AR board game. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with role-play board games such as Dungeons and Dragons, for example. But that's what we do, but we take it to a next level. So what was happening in that video was we have a specialized AR board game table combined with projection in the background. And the technology we use in this board game setting, first, there is touch sensor. In the video, you can see all the players place their palm on the table, and the table was able to reciprocate this signal and start the game, and also involve other game actions later on. And the second technology we use is object recognition. For anyone who has played board game before, we often have a lot of tools or objects that we use. For example, a dice. We might throw a dice, or we might flip a card, and it would cause different actions and goes to different storytellings. And for our software, we have the technology to be able to recognize this object. If you're throwing a dice, we will know which side that it lands. If you flip a card, we know what's on the card. If you take a toy out, we have AI training to know what toy it is and what story that it leads to. And the last technology is the deep learning. That's how we were able to recognize the different subjects that we use and involve in a board game. And what this solution to solve is the traditional board game business. First of all, it has very limited differentiation. Because when you think of a board game shop, they are all the same. What can you do differently? You can do different decoration, different interior, you can offer different food, but the core is all the same. It's people gather around, they speak, they play the game. And what we do is that you will be the only different board game on the market that actually involves AR into the games. And secondly, for most of the board games, they have very high entrance barrier. For example, Dungeons and Dragons. You cannot just not know anything about this game and walk into a board game shop and start playing. You need someone to introduce you the game. Most likely, it's either your friend or the shopkeeper. And the last one is low interaction. For Dungeons and Dragons, you have the table set up, and then you start talking. You throw the dice. That's the maximum of interaction you can have with Dungeons and Dragons. But with our solution, we have interaction with the background. When you go into the dungeon, the room becomes a dungeon. When you put a fireballs, there is fire in the wall on the table that you can interact with. And why should shopkeepers to choose this solution? First of all, it significantly reduces the setup time. It will be literally one button, and it can flip from one game to another, instead of spending half an hour to set up all the cards, the maps, all the tools, etc. Secondly, it's the embedded tutorial. That's for the newbies who start the game. You will no longer need a shopkeeper to guide you one-to-one. Okay, you should do this first, do this, that, how to use this card, how to read that card. Everything is embedded into the system. Just follow the system, and you will know how to play the game. The next one is progress save. Sometimes a role-play board game can take up to 4 to 5 hours, and might not everyone in the group have the time to stay 4 to 5 hours in that game. With traditional board game, there is no progress save except your brain. Next time you come back here, you remember where's your progress. But with our solution, you will be able to save your progress, and next time you come back and start at the exact same place. Last but not least is the augmented interaction, the realization of storytelling. With the role-play board game, you will feel that you are in that setting, you are playing that game, you are interacting with the setting, with the room, with the table, with other players. And this is what our target market is. I will wrap it up fast here. The first one is the existing board game shops. With our solution, projector included, hardware, software included, the budget is about 8,000 to 10,000 euro. Most of the board game shops have this budget to renovate it. 8,000 euro, you can have a completely new setup without any innovation needed. Second one is internet cafe due to the similar clientele. And the third one is escape room for the same reason. Next one is, so for this data is up to 2022, there's 30 billion euro of the global board game market value. And sorry. And during 2019 to 2022, if we recall, not very good years, those. We still make 1.5 million euro of the market share. The reason of this doesn't seem very significant number, one, due to the timing. Secondly, with that much time, we already cover almost the entire market in China who has the will to invest in board game. And for the first year that we plan to expand into the global market, we're expecting 1 million euro, very humble expectation. And what we're asking for is 1,000 euros. We will spend them on script writing. Before, we only partner with a role-play board game script writing team. We integrate them with the already existing script, but now we want to take that into our hand and develop the games on our own. Secondly is the AI training. That's the part that I mentioned before, that to realize the object recognition and interaction. And the last is marketing. As I'm the marketing director, I know how important that is. That's our team. We are a young but experienced team. Most of us are in the age of 25 to 35, but at the same time having 5 to 10 years of the experience in the market. Thank you very much, and that's the last pitch that you will hear today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julia. Do we have any questions for last pitch?
If not, I will still linger a bit. You can talk to me after.
Okay, great. Thank you, Julia.